I'm so excited to bring this to you. I keep saying that I'm going to bring cooler and cooler things to you, and I think this is one that is really, really neat. Check it out. This is a Blitzwolf, but it may not be exactly what you think it is. Stay tuned to see exactly what it is. Hey guys, I keep talking about bringing some cooler things on here. This is a Blitzwolf, and you may look at it and you say, I know exactly what that is. It's a Bluetooth receiver, right? So basically you take your phone, you connect to it, and you receive a Bluetooth signal. Well, this is a Bluetooth receiver, obviously, and it's really neat because it does have aptX on it. It works off 5 volts, and they give you everything in the case that you absolutely need. And that's the one thing that I do like it. Well, there's one thing maybe that you don't have, but let's go ahead and show you what you do get and then talk a little bit more about this because I think this is going to really surprise some of you with some of the capabilities it can do. So you get your, normal stuff like a, 3.5 millimeter cable, you get your power cord, you get an optical cable. That's right, this has optical on it. That's really, really neat. And you get your RCA adapter, which is RCA on one end, and then of course you just plug it into your 3.5 millimeter cable like so. So you can have basically any connection that you think you need to hook this up. Now that in and of itself is great. So why did I say that maybe it didn't come with everything? Well, you need USB to power it. So if you don't have a USB power plug-in, then you're gonna have to use one of those adapters off your phone. Don't worry, any 5-volt adapter is really gonna work off it. You're not gonna have to worry about really going out and finding one unless you haven't owned a phone in like decades. All right, so what do I like about Blitzwolf? Well, first of all, I've always loved Blitzwolf's quality. It has aptX on it, and this is basically a Bluetooth receiver. So if you've ever come across a device that you want to hook up your telephone to, like via Bluetooth, like and stream music, so maybe something like your old surround sound receiver, or maybe you have an older amplifier or something that doesn't have Bluetooth on it, that's where you'd hook this up to. So you'd hook this up and then you would pair your phone to it and you'd be able to stream Bluetooth music and you'd be able to keep that aptX quality. Now that in and of itself makes this a really cool product and one that is useful for a lot of us, especially a lot of us who've been in the field for a while and have accumulated amplifiers that don't have Bluetooth on it. But there's something different about this one, and that's what I'm so excited about. If you take a look at the back side of this, which is where the optical ports are, you're going to notice a button. Now this button says TX and RX. So what does TX and RX stand for? Well, TX stands for transmit and RX stands for receive. Now you're used to an RX, which is what we just described, which is where you take your Bluetooth phone and you connect to it. But this is also a TX. So what can a TX do? Guys, this can connect Bluetooth headphones to it. That is so cool. And this is where I think it's a game changer. And that's what I absolutely love about this particular unit. That means that you can hook this up to like the back of your TV for an audio out. Or maybe you have like an old Roku or a gaming system like an Xbox One or a PlayStation 4, or even maybe an older one, maybe even an NES. And you're playing at night and someone says, "Can you turn that down?" That's where this comes in. You hook up your television out to this, you run it into TX mode, which is now transmit, you pick up your Bluetooth headphones, and you pair it to it. And guys, it's really easy to pair. I'm gonna show you how to do that. Really simple. And once you pair it to it, you now have wireless Bluetooth headphones that work with your television. Another area where this comes really in handy is for those people that are hard of hearing. My dad is one of those guys. Sometimes he doesn't always hear the best. You could hook this up to his television, which is always playing at 137 decibels, and you could just hook up some Bluetooth headphones, put it on, and the rest of you could have really nice conversation in the back. So how does it work? Let me go ahead and show you how to do it. Hey guys, here we are now in my living room, and this is where I like to watch TV at night. Now, if you look behind me, you have the television, and then you have these speakers. Now, if you've been watching my channel, you know these are the speakers that Kirby and I collaborated on. And if you haven't watched those videos, check them out. There's one on Kirby's channel and one on mine. Problem with these is they get really loud, and there's a lot of bass at night. And this is where I hope this Blitzwolf will come into play. Now, this Blitzwolf does the two things we mentioned earlier. It does both Bluetooth from like your phone to your receiver. My receiver does not have any type of Bluetooth already incorporated into it. So this does have fiber optic out where I can run out into my receiver and send a Bluetooth signal from like my iPhone or my Android device or whatever into my stereo, which is really cool. But the other thing it does is this also transmits a Bluetooth signal to something like these. And these are my Bluetooth headphones that I have out. And so we're gonna go ahead and check it out and see if it works. So let's go ahead and hook it up. If you look at the back of my television, you're going to notice a couple outputs. You're going to have an optical output and you're going to have a red and white output. You can use either of these. Now, some televisions also have a 3.5 millimeter output. Unfortunately, in this case, this is actually an input and not an output. You're going to want to look for the audio out on the back of your device. And you're going to take the supplied cable. Now, in this case, they supplied a fiber optic cable. Now, this is great. I do love fiber optic for almost anything that I am using if I have the option. Now, if you take a look at your fiber optic cable, let's zoom in on that. These have a plastic piece. You need to take that off. Let's go ahead and take that off on both ends and plug it in here and into the Blitzwolf. If you notice on top, it does have an in and an out. So we're going to take it and plug it right into the in. Now, here's where things get interesting. This also needs to power via USB. USB power is right underneath the input for the optical. Now, if I wanted to hook this up both to my receiver right now, I could also take my optical out and run it directly into my receiver and have it always hooked up, so that way I don't have to mess with any more optical cables. Great thing about this is too, it doesn't need to be seen since it is Bluetooth. You could just put this right on the back of the television somewhere and hide it. Now, if your television is equipped with a USB that also supplies power, like mine is, if you take a look right here, we can plug it in right here and power the device as well. All right, so now we need to actually pair the device. So let's go ahead and talk about how we're gonna pair it. First thing I'm gonna do is take my phone and shut off my Bluetooth on my phone. Why? Because I've paired these headphones to it before and I don't want it to accidentally pair to this instead of this device. Next thing that it tells us to do is to make sure it's on the transmit mode, which would be the TX. So let's slide that over. All right, it's already on that and power it on. We hold this button down for 3 seconds, and once this light starts flashing, we should be good to turn on our headphones. So let's go ahead and turn on the headphones and see how that works. They're both in pairing mode. And see if they paired. Paired to something. Hopefully these. Oh, it didn't pair to these. It is not pairing. What am I doing wrong? All right, guys, I'm back after a couple technical difficulties. I was really confused and I thought I couldn't get this working, but I had to reread the manual, and let me tell you the reason why. The reason why is I first outputted this via fiber optic, which is what I told you I was going to do. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. Blitzwolf specifically says that in order to use this transmit mode like we're trying to do, you have to use the 3.5 millimeter auxiliary in the front. That's okay. It does come with an adapter from RCA to aux, which is what I used right here. And once I plugged that in, then I could connect to a Bluetooth. Now there was a second problem that I had. I had the Bluetooth headphones really, really close, and I had a Bluetooth speaker I built my wife way into the kitchen. And it's actually an Overnight Sensation by Paul Carmody, really cool little boombox that I built her. Now, the crazy thing is, it actually connected to that Bluetooth in there, and I was so confused. I was like, it says it's connected, what is it connected to? I forgot that it has a Bluetooth in it because I recently have hooked it up to Alexa. And I don't use that Bluetooth at all in there, which also reminds me I should take that out and use it in another project. Now to get back to this, once I did all that, I then turned on the headphones, turned this on, put it in pairing mode by just pressing the power button twice, and it did connect. It did take about 30 seconds, it took a little while, but it connected, and guess what? It works awesome. I'm actually really impressed with this, and I think it's really cool that now I can take this Bluetooth device, hook it up in my living room to both my receiver so that I can play Bluetooth things from my phone to it, and now also have the ability to have these headphones, sit on the couch, relax, enjoy a movie in comfort with headphones that I enjoy, and not have to worry about bothering my wife. I don't have to get a new TV. So overall, it's a win-win for everyone. All right, guys, is there anything else that you really need to know about this? I think it's pretty straightforward. I mean, you realize how to hook it up. I will just say the only thing that you might want to know is the only output it has on there is fiber optic. So if you do want to hook it up to an amplifier, you do have to have fiber optic or somehow convert fiber optic to whatever you're doing. So keep that in mind. I think it's a really amazing product, and personally, I think that it's probably one of my favorite Bluetooth devices of all of 2018 that I've seen so far. So I really, really like this. If you want to pick one up, go ahead and check the link down in the description below. Blitzwolf did provide me with a special coupon code just for you guys that are followers and viewers. So make sure that you follow the channel and like the video. And if you want to get one, use that coupon. All right guys, thanks. I can't wait to have some more videos out to you guys. Have a great day.